I am at a motel right now and it is outside in Florida. I wanted to do this by the pool, just get out for a while, get some sun, you know what I mean? But it is hot as hell out here, but it's a beautiful day. So I'll go ahead and flip this around and show you the poolside real quick. So sitting poolside, doing my thing in beautiful Sarasota, Florida. There's a fucking ad for you.
Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a brace, boy. Yeah, that's a brace, little man. Break it down. Degeneration us.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and this is going to be a review for NXT TakeOver XXV. And there are going to be immediate comparisons to AEW because we just had their first big pay-per-view, well, second biggest, Double or Nothing, which was very cool. But, you know, a lot of people have been wondering about, like, WWE's answer to AEW. And Raw and SmackDown following that pay-per-view were horrible. They were just absolutely terrible. And I've always said that I feel like NXT should be the Raw and SmackDown of WWE, and Raw and SmackDown should be the NXT. It seems like everything's working in reverse. But with that being said, this show was absolutely amazing, and there's absolutely nothing you can take away from WWE in this. It just sucks that you know that these guys are eventually going to get called up to the main roster, and that's where everything goes downhill. But for the show, it was absolutely phenomenal. This is all the action you would expect from NXT and wrestling in general. Like this, they really kicked it up a notch, I feel like, for this one. So the pre-show is nothing but a lot of commentating, and you have a couple of promo packages. At the end, they bring out Tommaso Ciampa, who says he's cleared to start working out again. You know, no Impact workout. As Impact is in like actually like wrestling and getting knocked around. So it's very cool to see that Tommaso Ciampa is doing really well after his surgery. He's out there. He's saying that whoever has the belt has him to look forward to. So that was a cool moment. And honestly, the crowd went nuts when Tommaso came out. They really did. They were just going crazy, which was cool. And this crowd was really fun, man. And I've always said the crowd can make or break a show when it comes to a wrestling show. And they were on fire most of the night. So that made it a lot of fun. You start out the main show with Roderick Strong versus Matt Riddle. I really like Riddle since coming into NXT. He's got some showmanship. He's got a lot of skill in the ring. So does Roderick Strong. They're both very talented. This was a hard-hitting match. These guys were trying to beat the hell out of each other, and it worked out great, man. It really made for a good show. At the end of the day, Matt Riddle, after like a bunch of shots, finally gets the win. Really good way to open up the show, man. After you got Matt Riddle, you have a 4-tag team ladder match for the vacant NXT tag titles. And I gotta say, dude, this was a good one. I'm gonna switch hands here because arm's getting tired. This was a really good one, man. You have the Street Profits, Forgotten Sons, Steve Cutler, Wesley Blake, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, and the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. So, high flying at points, hard hitting at a lot of points. Poor Kyle O'Reilly, man, he hit the ladder early, back first, and hit the ladder back first several times. And I mean, his back looked nasty. I mean, he was bleeding, he was bruised up from his back. And it was just ruthless, man. And all of these guys took major shots, and you know, everybody in here deserves a whole hell of a lot of credit. The VIP for this match has to be Kyle O'Reilly, though, because God. At the end of the day, The Street Profits win. I am not familiar with the Street Profits, but I did like them from first look, man. I haven't, really been as up on NXT as I'd probably like to be, but I gotta say, man, first impressions, they impressed me. But that's true of everybody in this match, to be very honest. I mean, everybody just killed it and tried to kill each other, I think. So after that, you get Tyler Breeze versus the Velveteen Dream. You got two guys who are, good at the mental games. They're very charismatic, and that's one of the things that really sells in this match is you have two very charismatic guys telling stories in this match. And it worked out really, really well. And I gotta say, as far as like most underused and underrated talents in WWE as a whole, Tyler Breeze has to be at the top of the list. This guy was really good in this match, and honestly, I think the most exciting parts of this match were Tyler Breeze. So, just thoughts on how WWE doesn't know how to use their talent. At the end of the day, Velveteen Dream gets the win. I don't mind that because Velveteen is very good. Then you get Io Shirai versus Shayna Baszler. Shayna, you see her coming out to the rampway with the other four horsewomen, tells him to stay behind, which was okay, cool, whatever. Pretty good match. This was for me a really good match, but also the lull because they had some heavy acts to follow. They had some acts that were just insanely good, and it's certainly not a discredit to them because they were damn good. They really were. But it was that point in the show where I started to like wear down a little bit. But it was a very good match. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. The four horsewomen come out. Candice LeRae comes out to help out Io Shirai. She takes a kendo stick to the other two of the horsewomen. And so that gives Shirai and Baszler the one-on-one. At the end of the day, Baszler locks in her, I forget what it's called, the submission move she has. And eventually, Io Shirai has to tap out. Shayna Baszler standing tall, and then at the end of the match, after everything's done, Io Shirai kind of snaps. She goes to waylaying on Baszler with a kendo stick, and then does a moonsault holding a chair, which had to hurt both women pretty good. But it was really impressive. Like, honestly, that's when I started to get back into things, was the attack afterwards. Because it really was vicious looking, and it sold very well. And these girls, are hanging with the guys as far as, taking kendo stick shots and doing the moonsaults with the chair. I mean, that had to hurt, dude. I don't care how you roll the dice. There's no way to land on a steel chair from that height and it feel good. That's just how it works. So I was really impressed with Shayna Baszler and Io Shirai for that. It was a really good ending. Like I said, during the match, I was kind of like tuning out, and there was that lull part. But at the end of the day, it was really, really good and very entertaining at the end. Got to give those girls credit. So after that, you have the main event, which is Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano. Sorry, I'm squinting. The sun's just like killer. This was an amazing, amazing match. This is everything you would expect it to be from Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole. Both two just amazingly talented guys. They have all the gifts in the world to be huge stars. Unfortunately, it goes back to, at some point they're going to go up to the main roster and probably get squashed. It sucks. Because these two especially, Johnny and Adam, are just phenomenal in the ring. They really are. These guys, I can't say enough good things about them. The match was insane. It had so many good spots. You had Adam Cole working on Johnny Gargano's leg, and that was part of a big theme with this match. Spot after spot after spot after spot that was just so like adrenaline fueled. It got you pumped up. like, you couldn't help but be into this match. Couldn't help. At the end of the day, Adam Cole pulls out the win. I did not mind that. I didn't really have a horse in this race because I really love both guys. I think they're both amazing performers. I think they both can talk. So I didn't have a problem with either one of these guys taking away the gold. At the end of the day, like I said, Adam Cole wins. The rest of Undisputed Era comes out. They're holding them high, which had to suck for them because they were all hurting, I'm sure. But overall, this was an amazing pay-per-view. It was very simplistic in its approach. You had really good matches, no fluff in between, no promos to really drag it down. It just worked. It was a 10 out of 10 for me. It was really just that damn good. Even in the lull, amazing things happen and it pulls you right back in. So that's where I'm at, man. It was phenomenal. Like I said, I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. I think this was easily as good as anything that AEW did. And I have to mention that because, you know, there's been a lot of talk about AEW and whether they can, you know, put WWE out of business. Look, I would love to see AEW give WWE a lot of stiff competition. Do I think they're going to ever put them out of business, honestly and truly? No, I don't. WWE is a global juggernaut, and while we may not like everything that they do, they have a lot of money, and it's going to be very hard to hurt them. But for this pay-per-view, I think it stood up very well. I think that they had a lot of amazing action in here. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, 10 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackwitz. Kaged Nation, out.